looks like Jared McCain and the Blue Devils are going to have some extra time to catch up on those lectures they're behind on here after getting bounced by NC State on Sunday. And with the Wolfpack's win, there's now a final 4 teams left in the college basketball field who have a chance to win the national championship down in Phoenix. Welcome to the morning Shootaround, the college basketball recap show and just sports recap show here on the Bandwagon Sports YouTube channel. I'm your host, DaRock. If you enjoy college basketball content, just all sports content in general, discussing best bets, stuff like that, all sorts of videos like that, make sure to subscribe here to Bandwagon Sports. Drop a like on this video. That's what we're going to be doing here today. So I'm going to be giving a quick rundown, just kind of going through all four Elite Eight matchups here from this weekend. Touch a little bit on the Sweet 16 too as well. My apologies for no best bets video on Friday. Kind of a crazy week for me, but we're going to break it down here. Catch up on what you may have missed. So, like I said, we're going to start off with this Duke-NC State game. This game, it almost had me not wanting to record tonight. I'm a Duke Blue Devil fan, for those of you who do not know. And NC State, once again, bests them. I had all my friends over on Friday for that Houston game. They're telling me, Duke's going to the Final Four, no doubt, after that win. And I was very hesitant, and this game right here was very much why. DJ Burns, America's darling. Everyone loves him, and I don't blame him. 29 points, just absolutely physically dominated the Blue Devils inside. He was just getting whatever he wanted to. He was just, putting people back to the basket, just backing them down. Blue Devils didn't have an answer. I was really kind of honestly disappointed they didn't really ever make an adjustment. They just kind of let him get his way all he wants. Filipowski just really had no response. Filipowski was a guy who really got caught up in the emotions of this game, fouled out with some really stupid fouls, and just did not play well. Honestly, very disappointed in him. I think that's kind of what made the difference in the game a little bit. And then it's the other DJ too. DJ Horn can knock it down, 20 points from him. Those were the two big scores for the Wolfpack. So it was the whole time, man. I mean, this game gave me just very similar vibes to a couple of years ago when Duke played North Carolina, in the Final Four. Duke, they won that first meeting of the season by 20, similar to how Duke first time they played NC State this year. Big win, like NC State was giving them some troubles in the first half, but they made adjustments. Duke ended up coming back to win pretty handily in Raleigh. Then, North Carolina 2 years ago, they win in Cameron on Coach K's final game. NC State this year, they win in the ACC tournament against the Blue Devils. And, now it's kind of like, okay, like Duke was supposed to be the better team. Like, what's going on here? They lost. At the time, you don't really think about the ACC tournament. North Carolina State had to win all those games to make the tournament, and that's kind of crazy now. The fact that they were tied with Louisville, one of the worst teams in the country, or at least major teams in the country, with 5 minutes to go, ended up winning that game. Virginia stinks. Everyone was so mad that Virginia was in the tournament, and they honestly in this run have been the team that's like closest to beating NC State. Like, I don't really know what to say. Like, Reese Beekman, it makes a free throw. NC State never has a chance to make that three to send it to overtime. And I mean, here we are. North Carolina couldn't beat Duke or couldn't beat NC State either in the ACC title game after. It's just kind of crazy the run they've been on here. Like, all these wins didn't expect them to happen. They handled, kind of did the same thing they did Duke to Marquette. Like I said, I really thought Iguodaro and Kolek would be the better duo than the DJs, but same thing. Like, NC State just plays really good defense. Like, teams Duke couldn't hit shots, Marquette couldn't hit shots. They've been fun to watch. I mean, they're America's sweetheart. I know I'm going to be cheering for them next round, even though, like I said, they beat my Blue Devils. I'm upset about that. But yeah, I mean, they've been fun to watch. I mean, heck of a ride. The last team to go 5 wins in 5 days in their conference tournament also made the Final Four in 2011 UConn. So we'll see. Maybe NC State has a bit of a run of them here. Then just kind of some other things to touch up on this game. While I was making fun of him in the intro, Jared McCain had the best game for the Blue Devils. 32 points, 5-11 from 3. I honestly was really impressed with him in this tournament. I know, he's probably going to end up leaving, going for the draft. But he was really the guy that stepped up for the Bulls. He hit big shots, was knocking down big threes, hit some big ones in the Houston game, hit some ones in the first half today. That was just kind of like the problem in the second half. The Blue Devils stopped hitting shots. They weren't getting stops defensively, and they stopped hitting shots. And in the NCAA tournament, sadly, if you have a bad shooting day like that, that can do you in, and that's kind of what happened for the Blue Devils. Like, it's one thing, if you're not hitting shots, like, they were shooting the ball definitely better in the first half, but not amazing, but they were getting stops, they're playing good defense, they're grabbing rebounds, they're being physical. Like, they were not letting NC State just body them around. And in the second half, that just changed. They weren't hitting shots, they weren't being physical, they caught up in the emotion game. Like I already mentioned, Filipowski, like some very stupid fouls, I turned the game off when he fouled out with 5 minutes to go because I was just so frustrated. Like watching him play was very very upsetting. But I mean, McCain had a good game. Jeremy Roach played okay. Yeah, I don't know. It was just like frustrating. Like the second half, like it was just bad basketball. Like they were not taking care of the ball. And I mean, they got away with it a little bit against Houston. Houston in the first half, they weren't taking care of the ball. They made adjustments. They had the opposite happen here in the Elite Eight. I mean, I was saying it earlier. I don't know. Maybe again, this is a little bit financial reasons because picks on this. I would have almost just rather lost to Houston, like than to lose to NC State, lose to your rival like this. So that was definitely a very tough one, tough afternoon for me. But I mean, happy for NC State. They're America's team. They're the darlings. I mean, for everyone talking about how chalk this tournament is, we have an 11 seed in the Final Four once again. It is now the 6th time an 11 seeds made the Final Four, so pretty impressive. But, I mean, that's what I'm saying. March Madness, it's never chalk. It's never boring. There's always upsets, things you don't expect to happen. Like, no one had 11 seed NC State in their Final Four, especially considering they needed 5 wins in 5 days just to make the tournament. So that's why you watch college basketball. That's why I feel bad for anyone who only watches the tournament and doesn't watch conference tournaments. Regular, I mean, I understand. I guess as much as you don't watch regular season, I love regular season, but like just to get to know these teams, know these players. Like I've been watching DJ Burns and DJ Horn, the whole year now, and it's been fun to watch them get it together here at the right time. So, congratulations to NC State. Then moving on to the other game Sunday, who they're gonna be playing. Purdue knocks off Tennessee 72-66. Purdue once again knocking off Tennessee for the second time this year. Zach Edey led the way. He had 40 points. Sorry, I don't have the box score pulling it up right here. Yeah, 40 points for Zach Edey. I mean, love him or hate him, he's the best player in college basketball. He's the most dominant. Dalton Knecht, though, also had a really good game. Back and forth duo with him. Yeah, 37 for Knecht, including 6 of 12 from 3. This was one of these games. I didn't watch it as closely. I had our Easter family gathering kind of going on. But, I mean, two of the best players in college basketball going back and forth. But Purdue was just kind of always in control of this game. And, I'll give them credit. Last year they got bounced. They've been kind of the joke of college basketball. No one's believed them. Here they are, 1 seed. They're in the Final Four. I don't agree with Zach Edey saying we're effing winners. That's not true. You lost to a 16 seed last year. This is your first Final Four since 1980. You're not effing winners. Your program has not proven that. So don't try to get all jazzed up here. Don't put your horse or carton before the horse, whatever that saying is. Like they haven't done anything yet. They're gonna have to play. They still play NC State. I mean honestly, Final Four, like for how good this team is, should be the expectation. I wouldn't be like, oh, we're winners. Like we've accomplished the goal by just making the Final Four, especially if you lose to an 11 seed. I would say that's far from it. But yeah, I mean, Fletcher Loyer with 14 points, Jones 7 points. That's honestly really been the main thing I think for Purdue this year. Is their guard play has just been so much better. Last year they folded in the tournament. FDU made, they were like, we're gonna make someone else beat us, and no one else did. This year there's other guys around Edey, so you can't just shut down Edey. I mean, he's even tougher to stop. You can't stop him, as you can see, 40 points today. I mean, just very dominant. Like I said, if you like him, that he gets the whistle, so be it. I mean, he also just played 39 minutes. Like, the dude's huge. Like, to be that well-conditioned that he can play the full game, it's just very impressive. I'm impressed. Purdue, see, as much as I really don't like Purdue, like I said, I'm going to be cheering for NC State. I just don't see how they're not in the national title game. However, I've been saying that pretty much all tournament about a lot of these teams against NC State. But I think the Boilermakers, they're one of the best teams in the country. They have been all year. So I would, while I'd want NC State to win, I would not mind seeing Purdue in the national title game. And then in that national title game, they're going to play either one of these teams that is in Alabama that won on Saturday, or UConn. So first, we'll start with this Alabama game. This is probably the game that kind of piqued my interest the least, just because a 4 seed against a 6 seed, two like football schools mainly. But Alabama, man, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is what I'm saying. This tournament is never chalk. There's we have this Final Four. We have 2 dominant teams, 2 1 seeds that have been good all year. We have America's sweetheart, the NC State Wolfpack, the Cinderella run, and then we have this kind of wild card, just offensive juggernaut. Alabama just can shoot the lights out of the ball. That's what it did it for them again. They shot 45% from 3 as well. Meanwhile, Clemson only shot 30%. Mark Sears led the way, 23 points for him. Joe Girard led the way for the Tigers with 19 points. Let me pull up the full box score here. But Nate Oates, man, I got to give him credit. He's done a heck of a job. I really like seeing those like tweets going around saying how he went from like being a high school coach to now coaching Buffalo, and now look at this, he's here in the Final Four. Really cool story, cool stuff to see. Grant Nelson, only 8 points, was the lowest scoring starter for Alabama in this Elite Eight game, but it was had a really solid game against North Carolina in the Sweet 16. Honestly, kind of what put the Crimson Tide over the top against the Tar Heels. Who else? Yeah, Riley Griffin with 13. Estrada with 10. Noah Pringle with 16. So Nick Pringle. I'm sorry. Pretty balanced scoring here from the Crimson Tide. Like, they just have so many guys who can score the ball. Pretty impressive. Oh, Stevenson with 19 off the bench. Jeez, I didn't even see that. So, they can just all around score it. Yeah, 5 of 8 from 3. When you have guys shooting at that clip coming off the bench, it's going to be hard to lose. Really not a bad game for Clemson either. Like, they scored the ball pretty well too. Like I said, Gerard with 19, Hunter had 12, PJ Hall had 14. Like I said, he's been a lot of fun to watch this year. 18 from the chef, Ian Shefflin. So, it was a very back and forth game. I didn't watch this one super in depth either. Just between, like, I'm gonna be honest, guys, busy weekend for me, busy week lately. That's why I missed the video Friday. I feel horrible. And like I said, just like busy this weekend. Duke lost. I was debating not recording, but this is college basketball. I can't be sourpuss. Like, it's the best time. I gotta put the content out there for the people. So yeah. What was I going with this? But yeah, just wave of 3-pointers. That's literally the title. It's tidal wave of 3-pointers to beat Alabama to make their first Final Four. So I'm beyond. I did see some people that had Alabama as like a 4 seed to make the Final Four, but I don't know. I feel like I saw them as a more trendy, like, upset pick. Like, these two teams I thought were gonna lose in the first round, and now you see them in the Final Four. It's just great. That's what I'm saying. Tournament's so unpredictable. Yeah, seven 3-pointers from Marcus Sears led the way, man. So good stuff for Alabama. Like I said, knocked off North Carolina. Clemson knocked off Arizona. Like, those are the two teams I thought would be in this game, and they just kind of both sold the bag on Thursday night in the Sweet 16. But that's what I'm saying. That's why you never know. So Alabama, they get to play UConn, defending national champions, and once again another dominant victory for the Huskies, 77-52 win over the Fighting Illini of Illinois on Saturday to win the East region. This game, UConn, it was tied, and then UConn went on a 30-0 run. Like, that's just what I'm saying. They're so dominant. They dominated San Diego State on Thursday as well. Like, that game was kind of close for a little bit. They won by 30. Like, this team's just so dominant. They get it from everyone, bro. Klingon led the way with 22 points, 10 boards, 9 of 13 from the field. Really solid game for him. Caravan had 10. Cam Spencer had 11, 4 of 9 from the field. So, nothing. But, like, look at this, bro. Granted, I guess a lot of these are just kind of guys coming in at the end, but, like, the UConn's like a deep team, bro. Even Johnson off the bench with 10 points. They just have so many weapons. Yeah, Samson Johnson, 10 points, bro. It's just so many weapons for UConn. That's why I think they're the best team in the country, like, remaining, or, like, they should win the national title. A lot of these picks I had Houston over UConn. Just trying to be a little bit different because I think, Houston, they were the best defensive team in the country. Duke was able to play defense with them. Granted, also losing Jamal Shed doing injuries, what really hurt the Cougars on Friday. But now that they're bounced, I really just think UConn's the best team in the field remaining. They dominated Illinois. Illinois had a really nice win against Iowa State. They were a team that was really fun to watch. Terrence Shannon, sadly, just kind of didn't have his best game in the clutch. 2 of 12 from the field, only 8 points. Damas still played pretty well, 17 points on 7-11 shooting, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. But yeah, Dane Danger literally did not score. He only played 9 minutes, but that was a guy that I'd been really, really impressed with. Had played some big minutes, scored some big buckets for the Fighting Illini in this run. And people gotta stop hating on the Big Ten, man. It was a good league this year. Purdue's a Final Four team. Illinois, some people were saying they were the team that had the best chance to beat UConn. I was hearing mainly either them or Auburn. So final or Elite Eight team. And just got knocked off by what I think is the best team in the country. That's nothing to hang your hat on. I think that's a really good season for the Fighting Illini. I know that I have some Fighting Illini fans that listen, so I would not be upset with this season. I wouldn't be disappointed. I think it was a really good season, good building block for them. But yeah, like I said, just UConn, I think they're a wagon. I think they're the best team in the country remaining here. I'm not going to do my picks yet. Because, it's early in the week. There's a lot that can happen. I got to do some more research, but if I'm leaning, I think UConn wins. I'm going UConn. I'm going to cover the spread. I think I did see Purdue was like a 9.5 point favorite against NC State. That might be a little steep. I think that could be a close one. I mean, just because like Purdue really isn't like blown out like anyone in this tournament. So I would probably go with sorry, why is it like being weird? Why can't I? Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, so UConn is an 11.5 point favorite against Alabama. Alabama can score the lights out of the ball. I think that should be a pretty high scoring one, but I like UConn. I think they cover. Like, honestly, I just think they're so much better. And like I said, you could have a day where if your shots aren't falling, that one could get ugly in a hurry. And then, yeah, Purdue, 9.5 point favorite against NC State. Definitely, for first lean, I'd go NC State to probably cover that, but I like Purdue to win. I've been saying. So, UConn and Purdue, two of the top teams in the country all year. Alabama, the wild card, offensive, like, fun juggernaut team. Fun run from them. NC State, America's darling, the two DJs, the Cinderella. That's what I'm saying. That's why college basketball is a beautiful sport. Like I said, I was debating not recording tonight, but this is what makes college basketball great this time of year. So I got to provide for the people. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please keep supporting the channel. Like I said, I want to keep making these videos for you guys. I really do enjoy doing it. My apologies for not doing it last week. I do feel bad. It was kind of a bit of a busy week going on for me, just between being out of town. And then, my parents were out of town, so I had some more kind of responsibilities to take care of. So, but I want to keep doing this. Even though college basketball is about to come to an end, I'm hoping to make some videos this week, make some baseball. My Yankees, yeah, that's right. I'm one of those people. I'm a Yankees and Duke fan. Yankees 4-0 with a sweep in Houston. I didn't really watch the game, so I'm not really gonna comment on that much. But I do love baseball. It's probably my second favorite sport. Probably my favorite professional sport. So I'm gonna make some baseball videos. NHL and NBA playoffs are coming up soon. I want to make videos about that. So keep your eye out. Make sure to like these videos if you're enjoying them. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notification bells. If you're on Spotify too, turn the notifications on. Rate us 5 stars. I appreciate it. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.